Welcome guys to the first Commissioner's Address for the 2017 season. We are 74 days, 4 hours, 1 minute and 40 seconds away as of right now to the NFL season. We're going to have our draft, it looks like September 2nd on the Saturday. Looks like that'll work for most people. Everybody is invited down to Lloyd. We got lots of beds here, lots of houses. I'm hoping to have my basement done by then, so fingers crossed. The draft will be in Lloyd and tentatively in my basement. We also have the garage, which I think worked pretty good last year if we needed to use that as well. But it is in Lloyd, so if you can make it down September 2nd, great. We will find a place for you to sleep. Rob, I would officially like to show this to you for the first time to everybody, I guess, and that makes you the Superman of the year. Let's turn that up just a little bit for the official reveal. So there's your trophy. See if I can get those names up there. Just want to point out that's Mike, Spencer, Mike again, and then there's Rob right on the end. There you go, Rob. There's your trophy, Chalupa Batman. We do have the base on here, and we talked about maybe filling up the sides, but on the other hand, I'd like to just do the face, and let's just build the trophy down. These bases are stupid expensive, so I'm actually probably going to build a custom one for the base. I'll take this thing right off so that we can get more names on there, because we have filled up this base. So good stuff, guys. On that note, I'll leave the Superman theme going here. We did have 11 guys return for this year, which was really nice to see. Makes my job a hell of a lot easier. That's the only thing I really don't like doing in this league, is trying to look for replacement guys. So we have one spot open right now, and one guy ready to play, and one I'm still waiting for an answer on. So either way, we're going to have it filled, and we will have 12-man league again. That brings me into the post that I had on the Facebook page, which I think most of you saw. The league is renewed. The 11 managers that are returning have been given access. You can log in at your own leisure. There's no rush. And we did have a few things that I stated out that would not be changing in the future. I'm sure all of you got to see them, but we're going to be 12 managers, no more, no less. 10 is too little. 14 is just getting a little bit too intense. No divisions. We kind of talked about this through the years about having 2 divisions of 6, but I like the rivalry weeks better, and we kind of kept voting down the divisions, so I'm fine with that. I've been thinking about maybe doing a second rivalry week in 2017, just because I think it's quite fun, and you would play that same guy again, and it just kind of brings a little bit of a head-to-head notion year to year. Number 3 was no keepers. We talked about it a few years. I was pro one year and con the other year, and I like the redraft league. Then everybody starts with a fresh new team every year. No IDP. Again, we don't want to make it too intense of a league. Everybody's just kind of doing it to have some fun. So prizes are the same thing we did last year, and I believe the year before. I'm not too sure. Basically, third gets their money back, second doubles it, and first gets whatever's left over after league expenses. Last year for league expenses, we had the trophy, we had the rental for the projector, and then we had the clicky draft, which worked really well for the draft night. I think we'll use that same clicky draft again. Roster is the same as last year, no changes there. Scoring is the same as last year, no changes there. So if you're looking at what the scoring is, it is the Yahoo standard with 3 changes. We are a PPR league. Sacks are 2 points instead of 1, and tackles for loss are 1 instead of 0. And that just makes some of the more aggressive defenses in the league a little more sought after. I find the defenses go quite early in our league anyway, but this kind of makes them worth a little bit more compared to the average at their position. Same thing for playoffs. Top 6 overall teams make the playoffs, which are week 14 to 16. The top 2 seeds get a bye in week 14, so that's the big bonus of being a top 2 in the league during the regular season. We might have an annual general meeting this year. Don't see any huge reason to have one other than just to kind of drink and shoot the shit. I don't think we're going to have too many changes this year. Most of the feedback I got was to keep the league the same and try not to change it so much. So I'm cool with that. I think that is it. I'm going to try and share this NFL kickoff countdown. I might actually do it to draft night instead on September 2nd if I can change it. I'll put it in the league there, and then we know. I think I have some dates set out. I need to know by July 15th whoever is returning, but I think I've heard from everybody already. And then August 15th is when the league fees are due, which are $100 again. If you have any questions about the league or anything like that, please feel free to let me know. I know we're getting into it early this year, but I've been pumped up. I play in one other league, and we did a rookie draft this year, and we did an IDP expansion draft this year. That was an auction draft, so I've been kind of in fantasy mode for a few days now, a few weeks. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm glad that we're having 11 guys returning. It's going to be a good year. And I haven't figured out what to do for the draft yet. I've been kind of racking my brain around it, but you guys know how I get too fucking intense. So at one point I was like, okay, well, in stage 1, we'll determine the order this way, and that'll determine the order for stage 2, but then you can steal. And I was getting way too intense, so I will figure something out, and I will find a way to give AJ some benefit there for the draft. Obviously Shane as well, because he came in absolute last place. So depending on how we do it, maybe last place and Shane will have, and AJ will have kind of the same chances of getting first pick of which spot they want. But I haven't figured it out yet, but I will, and I will release that as soon as I have. I was trying to make it sports oriented as well. I know there's a few auto races going on there, both motorbike and F1. There's also a big golf tournament just before that. So trying to figure something out. I will let you guys know. I'll keep you posted. And I think that is all. Like I said, any questions, bring them up. Commish out.